Hello guys, so today we're going to learn how to grow your own basil plant from a cutting, and also how to help it to branch out and have more leaves. Now most of the time I like to cut, let's say this. You can see it must have several leaves, so that even if after cutting can still produce, you can photosynthesize and have energy to continue surviving. So we need to have at least 5 nodes or leaves. 1, 2, 3. It should just have minimum 5 after you cut it. Now also with cutting it, it helps with branching out, which is good. For example, like over here you can see this branch. It came from here. You can have extra branches. Like over here you see this one is bushy because I cut it. It will, over here you see other branches coming out. Now when you don't cut it, it will grow into one long plant, and you have less, there will be no branches over here. So normally, back to the seedling part, the cutting part, I like to cut the topmost part of the plant, the one that has a minimum of 5 leaves, or at least has several leaves to continue surviving after you cut it. So I like to cut it like this. This is an example of I had already cut it and placed it into my to propagate it. Now usually just cut the top must around this length. So this one I'm not going to cut it because it has less leaves, but I already prepared this. Okay, so let's proceed to the next step. So the next step is preparing where you're going to place it. Now you've cut it from your main basil plant, and now you have it. So the next thing, you need to just put it inside some water, a glass or a transparent plastic container like this one. So you place some water, then you take your leaf you're cutting, and you place it, at least the lower part should be submerged, then the top part should be up over here. Then you place it in some well lit area so it can continue for photosynthesis, and also to continue taking up the water. Then you're going to have to change this water on a daily basis. After 24 hours, you take out the water, you put new fresh water. This is to ensure that the roots do not rot, because bacteria can grow inside the water and infect your plant and cause it to rot. So you change it on a daily basis. Also, to help you stimulate to get roots, for it to start producing roots at the bottom, you can add a pinch of sugar. That will help stimulate it. Now let's look, for example, this one. I place it for around a week, and I can see some roots. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, like that. Those are roots that are already coming out, still small. I'll give it a few days for it to get a little bit bigger, at least around an inch. So it will be good. As you can see, with the topmost cuttings, I have better results of getting the roots to grow. So that's why I prefer taking the topmost part of the leaf for this length, and having several leaves, at least an extra node, because for example this one I'm yet to see, though it's a thicker part of the branch, but I prefer having the topmost. So that's it. All you have to do is just cut the topmost. Make sure your basil plant has enough leaves at the bottom where you're cutting it. Then you bring it, you put it into a glass full of water 3/4 of the way. Then add some sugar. Then you change it on a daily basis. Then you just put it there and wait for nature to do its thing. Always remember to put it in a well lit area so that you can get enough sunlight and continue to photosynthesize and create the whatever entities that it needs to produce roots at the bottom. Okay, thank you.